So many cyclists think riding more will automatically help them lose weight. They'll train harder, add more intensity, and hope the bike will automatically fix everything. But off the bike, nothing tends to change. Calories aren't managed, and habits aren't consistent, and weight tends not to shift. What actually works is separating the two. On the bike, you should fuel for performance, carb for the sessions, so you got enough energy to perform and train properly. That way, you're not going to underfuel and underperform when you're doing your sessions. And then off the bike, you should be managing your calories more deliberately. So maintaining a consistent calorie deficit, sometimes aggressive, sometimes steady with your calorie deficit, depending on your training phase. And then you should be tracking both training load and nutrition side by side. And that's how clients like Duncan lost 15 kilos in 12 weeks. Keith dropped 12 kilos in 12 weeks, and Martin lost 6 kilos in 6 weeks. And that wasn't increasing the amount that they were riding. They were probably riding even less than they probably were before. But what we did, we focused on making sure we were separating the two when it comes to tracking their calories off the bike, making sure they were maintaining their calorie intake when they were not riding. And then when they were riding, we were really focusing on making sure they had enough carbohydrates to fuel the activity that was required, whether that's a short interval session or a long weekend ride. It had to be fueled accordingly. But instead of focusing on the calories they were consuming on the ride, we were focusing purely on the carbohydrate intake, making sure they had enough carbohydrates to fuel their ride and make sure they weren't depleted at the end of the ride. And by doing so, you're not going to feel hungry post-ride. You're going to be able to maintain that calorie deficit when you're not riding, and you're going to manage hunger well as well, because you're not going to be depleted with energy and then overconsume your calories when you come off a long ride or a hard session in your day. So if you can separate the two and track both, it should make it a lot easier for you to actually lose weight as a cyclist and improve your performance at the same time. But if you're not diligent about tracking your calories just as much as you are diligent about tracking your PBs on Strava, then you're going to find it a lot more challenging to reach your weight loss goals alongside your performance goals. And if you've got any more questions on this, let me know in the comments below.